It's your boy Mike, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. We haven't made a tier list in a while, so let's go ahead and update ours. As per always, this is just my opinion, and if you guys have it any differently, that's entirely fine. This is just what I believe in, right? But let's go ahead and just hop right into it. Starting off with Piccolo, I think this guy is probably the best DPS in the game right now, or it could be argued for top 2 no matter what, just because of how powerful he is during this meta. Not only is he still one of the best, well, now the best boss securing, now that Goku has been nerfed a lot with his boss secure, but on top of that, he is very, very good for team fights, not only with his special beam cannon being able to one-shot enemies no matter what, like once you're fully charged and have this at max, but on top of that, his light grenade is such a powerful skill that is able to just like explode half the game. And it is kind of crazy because now that we've gone out of the defensive meta and back into the offensive meta, this guy is just getting so much better, right? His escape option, his demon whip, is also very good late game on being able to escape out of these situations. And on top of that, his opening move towards victory, where you're able to lower your cooldown on your skills just by doing basic attacks, means that a lot of times you're able to build up these skills a lot faster than some of these other characters, right? Even with this a little bit slightly higher than usual skill cooldown, I would say this more than makes up for it. But yeah, that's the reason why I would put him as number 1. And then number 2, we are going to put, where are they? Gammas. They were good beforehand, they're still good now. Just the amount of defense that they are able to keep, as well as their damn near guaranteed boss secure slash excellent team like team killing secure in a sense that they have with the core breaker is amazing. They're able to live so much stuff that they usually should not live. So whether it be in like 1v1 situations, 2v2 situations, or even 4v4, these guys have something for everything, right? Their Gamma Blaster is very good. Their Gamma Impact, where they're getting so much shield, is so good as well. Just being able to get extra shield when you're using this ability. And remember that the cooldown for this ability is the same amount as how long your shield will last for. So because of that, you're able to just constantly have that increase of HP being constantly refreshed. And then on top of that, you also do more damage dealt with every single one of these abilities when you're in special pose, and it's also a stunning ability as well. Like they're amazing. They truly are amazing. Like it's they were already good in the previous season, and they are probably just slightly worse now that the defensive meta is gone, because you will find like Gamma 2 a lot squishier than beforehand, and that's what the defensive meta was supposed to like help out with, stuff like buildup. But now that they're mainly focused on damage, I feel like the damage potential of Gamma 2 just went up a lot, right? Like we're just swapping out defense for offense, and that they were already very good in offense beforehand, right? Like they're just even better now, I would say. So Gamma 2 and Gamma 1 are, I would still say Z tier, no matter what. You could like interswap these in my opinion. So, and as like a heads up, none of these characters are in order. So like if I have Piccolo or like Gammas in the same tier, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I'm just saying that that's how I'd put it inside of there, right? Sorry, my dogs were barking, but I'm just saying like they're in the same tier, like in terms of usability. Right, like I said, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. But next, let's go ahead and talk about S tier, and starting off with my fallen king, who has not like fallen like from grace in a sense, but he has gotten at least a little bit worse, right? And that is just Super Saiyan Goku. This is a character who is still very decent in a lot of these fights. Remember that we're basically in a team fight meta right now, and all of his abilities are just ones that can hit everyone because of the AoE potential. He has the Meteor Hammer, which is very hard to escape. He has the Kamehameha, which not only gives the movement speed down, which allows other allies to be able to hit those enemies a lot easier, but on top of that, it just does such an absurd amount of damage. His Spirit Bomb, while it is nerfed, it is still very, very good for boss secures. It just has the potential of it just put down just a slight bit after the nerf that was given to it. But like, all of his abilities are still very, very decent, right? There's like, he's still better than almost every single, well, no, not almost, but like just every single character in A tier, just because of how much damage that he does, right? Even with his Shockwave no longer giving the stagger, even with his second Kaioken being taken away, he still has so much powerful tools inside of his kit that make him insane. And as a resident one-trick Goku main, I still love this guy even after his nerfs. I still think that he is one of the better DPS inside of the game, and I do think that the nerfs were probably needed, but it is nice to see that he, at the very minimum, he is still, again, one of the better ones, I would say. Next, we have Super Vegito, who is the new DPS inside of this season, and he is very, very good for team fights. Again, we're in a team fight meta right now, so the amount of damage that he can do to a lot of these other characters is just very insane. Not only is he being able to have the extra HP when you are hitting more enemies, but on top of that, every single one of his abilities is basically hitting everything in like a 3-mile radius. Like, dude, the amount of range that this Spirit Sword has when you like superstart it is insane. It is just actually insane. And the amount of cooldown that you get when hitting enemy heroes is also very good. His flash dodge is something that you could use to catch up to opponents very, very easily. And his finger shot, while not doing too much damage, the movement speed that you do get when using it is very nice to have for sure. And his Spirit Excalibur is one of the most unique super attacks, if not the most unique super attack in the game. And it's one that will just make him so disgustingly broken in a lot of these situations, because the amount of super attack gauge that you get when using a lot of these abilities that are just going to be hitting everyone, you're able to spam this super attack. And remember, every single time that he jumps up and does that move right there, like every single time he jumps up and does that slash, you are immune to every single bit of damage. It doesn't say it anywhere in this passive for whatever reason, but like, not only do you get the boost and all of this, but it's just like, on top of that, while you're also jumping up, you're immune. It's insane. Like, it does very, very good damage. And especially because a lot of these characters they don't have a lot of blast defense. Like, okay, for example, another character who we're going to be putting up later, but Broly, for example, who doesn't have like a lot of blast defense. When you have this character who's doing nothing but blast, like, this guy just eats him up for breakfast. Truly. Because Broly's super attacking? Okay, well, I'm just going to super attack and jump over all of your, like, explosions. Like, it's insane, right? Like, he's the only thing that I would say holds Vegito back that these other characters aren't really held back in a lot is just the fact that Vegito truly does not do a lot of damage in these 1v1 scenarios, but it's made up for in the fact that he is so disgusting in team fights, right? That's the reason why I have him as S tiers, because of how good he is inside of these team fight scenarios. But now we can go into the next parts, and it's the character that we were just talking about with Super Saiyan Broly. Again, we're going to see this a lot of times, but this is just another character who's very, very good in team fights. Like, genuinely, and I've seen other people put him as like Z tier, and I'm not going to say that like he doesn't have the potential to be. I think the thing that really holds him back from being that high inside of my head is just the fact that he doesn't really have anything to protect himself from blast based attacks. But that doesn't mean that he's not insanely good. The amount of damage that you do during your blast or meteor, the amount of damage that you do with your gigantic stomp, the fact that you can restore all of your skill cooldowns with your roar, like, you're able to just chase down people with your gigantic knuckle. Like, he has something for everything in a offensive scenario. He has a move for everything, and I think that that is very insane in this meta. Even if he is a pure offensive character who doesn't really have like too much of an escape option per se, like all he has is his gigantic stomp, and even then there are other characters who just have better mobility options for trying to escape. I still think that this is still like a very decent move for trying to get out, especially because you are unstoppable while doing this, right? But yeah, like he's just very good for team fights, and again, it's just the amount of damage that he is able to do because of that is insane. And let's go ahead and talk about the next character, which is going to be Kale. Kale is kind of like Broly, except for blast based. Like Kale, instead of being like a mostly strike based character like Broly is, Kale is just the same exact thing but blast based. She has so much damage that she's able to do with her energy sphere or her skill 3 and skill 1 combo. Her charge force is very good for sniping enemies who are trying to escape, as well as just dealing some decent damage regardless. Her ultimate is probably the only thing that I would say is like not necessarily like bad about her, but it's just something that it's very easy to counter in a sense. But even then, just the amount of damage that you're able to do with the energy sphere and blaster shot combo is insane, especially because, and I'm going to talk about this later, but when we have Kid Gohan, who is going to be reducing the amount of blast based defense that these characters are able to have, the like Kale and Gohan combo is like busted right now. It actually is. And again, because we're in the offensive meta where you kind of need to have like a really strong attack or like team fight output, this character is amazing for that, because the amount of, again, AoE damage that you're able to do with your skill 3 and skill 1 is insane. Like it is very, very crazy. Again, I think that her super attack is the only thing that really holds her back from being something like Z tier, I would say. And on top of that, she doesn't really have any escape options at all. Her only escape option is that super attack, and again, it's like 17, for example, is able to just completely cancel that ult out, and that is like something you always have to be like wary of, in a sense, is that like that once you lose that HP, you're just back to regular old Kale, and you're just gonna die in like 2 seconds, right? So as long as you can play her effectively, though, most of the time you won't have to really worry about stuff like that. You just have to really be wary of getting ganked up on, honestly. And the other character who was given for free during missions, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Another very powerful option, not only for team fights, but now that skill 2 is not a boost anymore, he isn't really a character who is held back by not having this boost. Because like beforehand, what I would say is that a lot of these other characters that you were able to get skill 2 boost on, like Super Saiyan Goku, or it's like another powerful DPS that I would say, Daima Goku, like a lot of these other options, right? Goku is one of them that just did not get like a very massive boost from skill 2 damage, because this is so pointless, right? But now that you take that out, now he's back onto the leveled playing field, and during Superstar, this fucking move is stupid. Like Super Kamehameha is the most dumb and like anti-fun mechanic, and he's like literally the hit of DPS. He's like actually like he's not number 1, but he's so fucking annoying because of his Super Kamehameha that you could argue him for one, dude. His Dragon Fist is also another move that is just like, oh, you tried diving me? Sorry, NA Dragon Fist, bro. And you just do massive amounts of damage to that enemy, while also just having like it be a decent boss carrying move. Again, the other thing that just holds him back, like he has really good escaping options with both his instant transmission and his skill 2. Your instant transmission is something that can stop backdooring. It's something that can help you get into team fights a lot faster, or even just fights in general, to help you out with securing. Like his instant transmission is one of the best inside of the game in terms of like movement options. But the thing that holds him back a lot is literally just the fact that he doesn't get ult until level 7. and the fact that his skill 2 is so fucking like shit. But he's like a character who just gets so much better late game, and that's the reason why like Superstar has him where he could again just look as one of the best characters inside of the game. But the issue is that like if you don't have Superstar, then you're having to just wait until level 7 and then you can finally get your ult. But then you want to make sure that you're saving one of those skill charges or like skill level ups for not only Kamehameha but also 2 stacks of your super attack as well. So it's just like it's very stupid, right? Like the way that you have to play this guy is very, very, very silly in terms of that. But man, he does so much fucking damage, bro. It's again, because like we're back into the damage meta. These characters who would necessarily need that defense, they have nothing. They can do nothing, bro, and it's so dumb. Next, we're gonna go ahead and go into A tier, talking about Goku, another character who I think has like suffered a lot from it not being the defensive meta anymore. He can be very nice for stuff like team fights, and he's not like a necessarily bad character. You can definitely make him look very good. His power pole dance is one of the better defensive mechanics in the game of just being able to get out, because not only does it give you the defense that you need depending on whatever attack it is, but on top of that you also get like a massive speed boost because of it. So you're able to get out of a lot of these situations because of that fact. But the main issue with him is after his skills being nerfed and like his skill 1 and skill 2 being nerfed, it definitely has felt like he has taken a major hit from that. And on top of that, he doesn't really have a lot of health. He just is like, he's one of the smaller health pooled characters in this game, and that is really, really sad to see. And for whatever reason, they like, I'm almost positive, didn't they like nerf this, which was so stupid, and like the most recent patch, or was it? Yeah, they nerfed this guy. This guy was already A tier, and they were like, oh, his basic attacks do too much. Like, bro, no, that was not a thing. That it was so stupid. You don't really feel it, but it's just a very dumb thing that they decided to do, right? But yeah, his mobility is very, very nice, and his like burst potential with the Pansy Bomb and the Glorio Lightning Bolt, the combo is still very, very nice. But the issue again is like, if you had to ask me, am I taking Goku versus like Kale in terms of their damage output, I'm taking Kale every single time. Like that's the main thing that holds like Goku back from being a higher tier. Let me see. Okay, next we also have Super Oob. He's a character who could definitely look very nice in these situations, and his super attack is kind of like a giant special beam in a sense of like you having to. I would say the main issue with this guy is that he's again just like another character who wants to kind of do damage over time with not only his rush attacks but also just like his his abilities, right? But like the burst damage of him is not like as good as some of these other characters, but he can still look kind of crazy, right? And the main issue, I guess, with Cyclone burst is literally just you have to stay there for so long. Like, look at this. Watch how long you have to like charge up and then it finally goes. Like, come on, it's too obvious. I feel like they need to make it where that comes out a little faster. But like it could definitely be very nice for something like Boss Secures. Again, it's just that when we compare it to some of these other characters who are in S tier, I'd rather take those characters over something like Super Oob. But he has a lot of nice things, like a lot of just like small bits in his passive that are pretty nice. His second skill giving him the unstoppable effect. His super attack being able to turn enemies into candy if they're below like a certain amount of HP. Again, it could just be like a very big game changer in these team fight scenarios. his shooting chaser is also really nice for being able to not only do some like a decent amount of damage, but also just like get into or get out of situations. Like it's a very good catch up move, I would say. Like a very decent like movement speed ability, or like a movement ability, not movement speed. Next, we have Bojack, and like the thing is that like Bojack is it's crazy how good he was in the defensive meta, and then like now that we've switched to offensive, the issues before that I would say this character have just become a lot more obvious than beforehand. And I've always mentioned it, right? Like Psycho Thread is basically his only escape option. So like the movement speed down is nice, but like dude, like you put that down on yourself and it doesn't matter. There's characters who will just kill you 99% of the time anyways. And his super attack, making it where you're so liable to damage, is so bad, dude. Like they need to make it where something changes about this ability, whether it be that he can move during it or just like literally anything, because the fact that you have to stay here and do this is so dumb. Because okay, you guys have probably not seen the clip, but there was a time where I was playing Piccolo, right? And the enemy Bojack was going ahead and doing his super attack, and you know what I just did? I just hit him with my one and he died. Like he exploded. Because he was so far away, but he was so obvious of what his position was that I just did that and he exploded. And you could have done that with Special Beam. And you could do that with fucking Spirit Bomb if you want to, or like Super Vegito ult where you just jump over it, or like Dragon Fist. Like there's so much stuff that counters his super attack. It's so dumb. It really is so dumb. You could position it well to have like an almost unavoidable wall of damage, but like it's not something as good as like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's like Kamehameha. On top of that, his Galactic Buster is just it's slightly undertuned of how much damage it does. I feel like it just needs a little bit of a buff, but his Cosmic Bloom and Psycho Thread combo makes him a very decent unit regardless. Like it's still not a throw pick for you to use this guy. He's still pretty good in that aspect, right? Like he's fine in the position that he's in. Like I don't think, if I had to say anything, it would probably just be the amount of damage that his Galactic Buster does, and then somewhat changing his super attack, but that's about it. Now we go into the characters that are just not like too good. Not like too like you could still use these guys. It's just that now we're going a little bit into the throw territory of like, if I see you on my team picking these characters, I'm gonna be raising an eyebrow and being like, hold on. Starting off with Trunks, he just got his buffs, but the main issue about him was never addressed. Even though he got his cooldowns reduced inside of the latest patch, it was not enough, I would say, because all he did was get the cooldowns. He didn't get anything else, and his HP was the main issue about this guy. So his skill 1 just was not touched at all for whatever reason. His skill 2, while it is a very good, again, just moving ability, because you could do this over walls, so doing this to like catch up to people and be able to like not only kill secure but also just get into fights is really nice. His burning attack, creating the smoke effect, can be useful at points, but like his skill 1 was the thing that is like the best about him, and they just didn't touch it at all. Like he doesn't really turn into a real character until after you transform and are able to get that raise in HP, so that way you don't just explode in 2 hits. He's like a Cell of DPS, where if you just increased his HP and then just like slightly changed his skills, he would be very good. But unfortunately, like the buffs that he got just wasn't enough, in my opinion. Next, we also have Topo. Topo, I feel like, got a little bit of a it's funny, he got like a little bit of a buff and a nerf inside of this this patch, because like, or not the patch, but like the season, because not only is like the defensive meta or defense like cards worse, so it's a lot harder for Topo to be able to just live a lot in these like longer fights. But on top of that, like that was like what made him worse. But like Goku losing his stagger genuinely helped this guy out so much, because these other characters who have staggers, like Kid Gohan, like Gammas, like I would specifically say Gammas, like these other DPS characters, they don't have staggers. So like in 1v1 situations of Topo versus another DPS, I feel like he'll do a lot better than before. But because a lot of these other characters like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Kid Gohan, Cell, or even Cell, they all have some stagger in them that can still hurt his third ability. And it's easily his best one, especially because it's giving energy defense up as well as extra HP. Like it could be very powerful. You just have to really hope that you just don't get staggered. Like that's just it. If you don't, then this guy can look decent. If you do, then this guy just looks like he's so bad. His super attack, I also feel like needs like a small damage adjustment. It just doesn't do enough in my opinion. But he can chase down enemies pretty nice just because of his movement speed that he gives to himself through his passive. And yeah, like it's just really sad because he's just one of those characters that it just hasn't been adjusted yet. Like similar to Trunks, where I think just like a couple of things here and there could help him out. And we'll go ahead and talk about the final two on this list. Deborah got buffed, by the way, guys. Did you guys know that Deborah got buffed? And 18. Where is 18? She is 18 is genuinely like, she's a character who can be very decent early game because of you being able to just like kill secure anyone with this super attack. She's able to chase down enemies pretty nice. But it's like you have to have so much stuff go right for this character, and it's just dumb. Because why did they nerf her? They took out the applies no skills, and then they gave her like 15 more damage on her Excel dash. Or was it like 10? Where was it? Where was this adjustment on this character? No skills. The cooldown was reduced by 1 second. And then the damage was increased by nothing on the first one. Then it was 10 on the second, 15 on the third, 15 on the fourth, and 15 on the sixth. Like, yeah, it's so dumb, dude. It's so dumb. Cause like she's like a she's like a 1v1 pro. but that's it. We're not in like a 1v1 like situation ever. And it's just like, dude, she needs some like major buffs, I feel like. And the thing is, like, any time these characters did really well in the beta, like Project Multi, they just nerfed some of them into the ground. They nerfed Baby into the ground, and then he's like, he only just got like buffs now. They nerfed 18 into the ground. Like, it's just so stupid, man. It is so stupid what they did to this character. Deborah, they buffed him. They buffed him. Guys, wait, no, that's I always click on that one by accident. Look, they buffed him. All they did was reduce his cooldowns a little bit. But then they made every single part of it worse for whatever reason. Oh yeah, and they also nerfed like half of his shit for no reason too. Like, it's so dumb. We finally had like a meta with the vanishing that he could have actually looked pretty decent in it. Like with the, not only with Jackie Chun giving you faster the faster vanish cooldown, but also the one that already reduces the cooldown by like 70%. Like, he could have been nice with the cooldown being reduced on this, as well as making it where you're just applying no vanishing for like a decent amount of time. But no, they nerfed it. They made it where it's only like a couple seconds now. It was like 1 second. Was it 1 or 2 seconds that they just removed from it? No vanishing went from 4 seconds down to 3. And it's because they want you to hit it more often. They reduced the cooldown by 1.5 seconds on it, but then they wanted you to make it where you're getting it hit a lot more often, and that's so fucking stupid. Like he was already such a bad character because he needed to be in fights for a long time. They need to do something about him though. Like maybe just having it where maybe similar to like Khalifa. Like if you hit characters with like your Darkness Spear or your Evil Flame, or maybe Broly. What if this character turned into something like Broly? Where is it? What if he turned into something like Broly? Where his passive made it where like the more you had the gauge filled, the more like defense you got against that character. I think that would make him really fucking busted. Just change his passive to make it where he gets strike and defense. Strike and blast defense up. The more that you have that like petrification filled up. I think that would make him very, very good. But both of those characters need either reworks or buffs or something, because it's just not enough. They just did not do enough. And they nerfed them. They nerfed my boy. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about tanks. So let me go ahead and bring up that list. So starting off with the number 1 tank, it is still Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Vegeta is just a character who has way too much, like literally everywhere. And he's just another character who's very, very decent for these team fights, especially in this team fight meta. His skill 2 being able to stun against the wall. His skill 3 being able to protect your allies from these blast-based characters and shut down a lot of these blast attacks. His final shine attack being able to push people away from bosses or towers or any kind of situation, being able to push it off your own tower. Same with the barrier wall as well. Like, he is so good. He's so good. The only thing that's kind of bad about him, or not like bad, it's just mediocre, is his 1. It pulls people towards it, but the thing is that like it's not even a good ability until like probably like level 2, level 3, and you're going to be prioritizing these other skills instead. So that's just the one thing about him, I would say. Not really much to talk about though, because like he's still busted, he's still broken. It's kind of the same as how it always was. Let me zoom this up a bit actually. There we go. That's a lot better. Next we are gonna talk about the season 1 veterans, bro. We got Kale. Or not Kale. I almost said Kale and Khalifa. We got Khalifa and Cooler. These characters are like, dude, after the buff that this guy got, he's actually pretty nice. Cause where is it? Was it the season 2.4 patch notes? Let me look it up. No, wait, I'm almost positive it was like season 3. There it is. I couldn't find out where it was. There it is. His destruction ray now has the cooldown reduced, and remember that because he is a character who is getting the immune to all while doing this, and I believe this lasts for like 0.6 seconds for the amount of time that you are, what's it called, for the amount of time that you are immune to all damage. Like that means that you're just able to like spam this a lot in these scenarios and be able to tank this damage for free. And I from what I've heard, his skill 1, the damage is also just more consistent now as well, which is also very nice. And his death stopper being able to not only apply movement speed down, but also apply high pressure. The high pressure, from what I remember, it makes it where you're not able to use like movement skills when you have that status debuff around you. And because it lasts so long, it is very good for shutting a lot of these characters down and just making it where these characters cannot escape, which is very, very nice for sure. And it's kind of like the damage to Khalifa. He focuses a lot on damage, and some stuff like the super attack for like Atomic Supernova is also just able to pull these enemies towards it's good for team fights. He's just able to pull people towards the middle and pair it with something like Spirit Bomb, pair it with something like Special Beam Cannon or skill 1 on Piccolo. You're able to pair it with Kamehameha. You're able to pair it with Gamma's Core Breaker. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can pair the Atomic Supernova with that is able to pull people towards the middle and make it where he is disgustingly broken, right? And Khalifa was like the same thing, except for defense. You have so much defensive capability, not only with the Provoke, making it where you do just have 0 damage dealt to you the entire time, but on top of that, your skill 3 being able to block energy-based attacks, and this happening for 3 times as long as what it shows in this actual preview, because remember that this isn't showing what happens after the buff, but this was, I believe it's a 1.5 seconds that it lasts now, so you're able to protect your allies from something like Goku's Kamehameha, stuff like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's skill 1 with his Kamehameha, with Piccolo's Light Grenade. Like, you're able to not only protect your allies, but also just be able to get out of some of these situations because of the movement speed that you're getting. Her super attack is also really nice for getting out of these situations too, because you're able to just apply the Provoke towards yourself. But she's not doing too much damage. That's like the one thing that I will say. It's kind of like Cooler, where Cooler, his main defensive ability is just his immune to all while using his passive, and Khalifa's damage is mostly just this Blaze Dive as well as the Crush Cannon. Like, that's about it, right? And even then, like, the super attack doesn't really get too well until you max it out. The Blaze Dive is something you're not going to max out anyways, because you're going to be going for Storm Kick and Energy Release regardless. So yeah, they're still very, very, very nice though, for sure. And that's the reason why they are S tier. Next, we have Baby in the A tier. And I think, yeah, no, it's Vegeta as well. The main issue, I would say, with Baby is that his possession is... It makes it where it's like a 4v4 and it turns into like a 3.5v4. Because the amount of damage that you're doing with this is not like necessarily the highest, but you're able to heal your ally while doing it, so that's able to help out a lot of these characters like Broly, who might not have like a lot of defensive capabilities. Like, if you're able to protect that guy, you can look very nice. Characters like Topo, just a lot of these characters who are getting into fights, that's where Baby can be very, very decent. His super attack just doesn't really do too much damage, but you can get some decent health back from it at the very least. His skill 2, after it's buffed, I feel like it's very, very good. Not only just giving you so much cooldown for your skill 3, so you're able to spam that a lot more often, but also just the movement speed down that you're able to do, the strike defense up that you're giving to yourself, the move that you can just move while doing this. Like, there are characters who can just get out of it, but when you're in team fights, it's just not a nice not defensive, but offensive move that you can do. His passive is like actually worthless though. I would say you're almost never going to be able to land a finisher in these later team fights, and then on top of that, he just feels very wonky with the possession. Like, I think they need to rework that about him, but even still, he's still a very decently average character, I would say. Like, if nothing happened to him, I would be more than happy with where he is right now, I would say. Next, we have... Oh, wait, no, we didn't talk about Vegeta. I'm a little fat chud. Vegeta is... The main issue that I have with him is that he is a character who... Dude, like, they're showing this as the passive like thing, and they don't even show anything. Like, they're just like, oh, look at him. It's so stupid. But the main issue I would have with Vegeta is that, like, he's more of just an annoyance than anything. right? He doesn't really do a necessarily like high amount of damage. Even when his super attack is like maxed out, the range on it is very insane. Like look at how much like that's just free damage right there. But the armor that you get from it is probably the thing that I would say is the biggest part about it. He's able to like constantly refresh his shield and be able to stay in a lot of these situations a lot longer than he should. But like I honestly, like, he just doesn't do enough damage, I would say, to make him like a super huge threat in a lot of these situations. But that doesn't mean he's necessarily bad. He, like, again, he's a character like Baby where he can look very good or very bad, but he's just overall very average. But like the energy blast volley being able to restore so much shield, his skill 3 able to restore a lot of shield, his super attack able to restore a lot of shield. Like, he's a character who will constantly be able to have his shield basically, or his armor basically maxed out the entire time. His photon bomber is very decently, like, you can pair it with the big bang attack and make it very, very nice. His skill 3 is one of the better options for escaping, because not only does it forcibly move enemies back, but you also get the shield on top of that, so you can push people back and try to get out of that situation that you were in. But yeah, like I feel like if he just had like an overall damage boost, that he would look a lot like he would probably be like an S tier if it was like that, right? But right now I would just probably say that he's an A. The next thing we have is Zamasu, who is going to be in B tier. This is a character who, he just doesn't have enough utility, I would say. The main part about him is just his body regeneration. But like, look at this compared to some of his other characters, right? His skill 1 is giving movement speed down, pretty nice. His skill 2 does jack shit. All it does is move enemies. Like, this is probably the smallest line I've ever seen for any skill of all time. And then his skill 3 is doing continuous damage, right? Like, his skill 2 doing nothing is very, very stupid. But I will say, I think his super attack is a little bit underrated, not only just for using or getting the immune to all, but also the amount of movement speed that you just lower people by is pretty good. But he's a character who's just very good early game with the amount of stuff that he's able to do, but then he just falls off a lot late game because of that. Like, he's able to be picked off a lot easier than some of these other tanks, sadly. And especially if you like come back and die. Let's say that you die and you're under tower, right? And you have to go protect tower because the enemies are attacking it. You are not able to restore this gauge, and I think that that's like one of the issues about him too. Is he should like probably just spawn in with his max gauge. I feel like that would also be a nice thing. I think buffing his passive to do that, and then applying some sort of debuff or buff or anything to his skill 2, and this guy could be in A tier. But until that happens, he's just he's not better than B, unfortunately. Last but not least, we have Cell. Cell is a character who could be A tier if it wasn't for the fact that his fucking transformation sucks ass. And his bioenergy passive is just so bad. Like, look at the amount of health that you have at the beginning of the game. It is so stupid. It's so stupid. You have to have so much things go right for this character to look good. But damn, once you have it where he gets like his perfect, like if he just started as perfect form, I think honestly he would be somewhere around A or S. But he doesn't start like that. He has to start as imperfect, not imperfect, first form Cell. And he's so dog shit as first form Cell. His Big Bang Crash is like, his abilities aren't even that bad. It's genuinely just the regeneration that would also need to be buffed or adjusted to give not immune to all. What's the one that just you can't get staggered from? Isn't it like obstruct or something? Unstoppable. If he got the unstoppable effect on his skill 3, I think this guy would be a lot better. His super attack is actually really decent, especially for a lot of these boss fights and all that. Not only is it free damage, but it's also locking enemies out. It's being able to stop the you're giving immune to energy attacks to your allies inside of it. It also blocks energy attacks from the outside. So Like it is a very powerful ability, or a very powerful super attack for this guy. You're also, if you get into a fight with someone, you're applying all defense up to yourself, so you're able to pick off these characters in a 1v1 situation a lot easier. And it doesn't even have to be a 1v1 situation, because your allies can walk inside of that too. Only the enemies cannot go into the ring. Your allies can, though. So yeah, but he like, his first form is just so bad. He has such little health. He needs, again, just that entire gauge filled up. You only get 2% from minions. You need to be in a lot of team fights, or a lot of fights too, where you're able to get free bioenergy picks off. And only then and after then does he actually look like an actual usable character, I would say. And that is, again, just another thing that is kind of sad. All right, let's go ahead and talk about technicals now, because that is the last thing we have to do. Starting off with the #1 technical in the game, Kid Gohan. Now, I know this is a little bit of a hot take, a little bit of an opinion, if you will, but this guy is just too good for team fights. And again, we're in a team fight meta. We're in a meta that you can no longer run these defensive cards. Like, the buildup is just no longer usable, in a sense, right? Or not that it's no longer usable, it's just not usable in the same way that it was before. It's a lot weaker than how it was, right? And because of that, Gohan just thrives. Because not only is he able to just give himself all defense up, so he's able to live these situations a lot easier, but on top of that, he's He's buffing your allies, every single attack that they have. He's able to stun with his 2. Hold on, I gotta adjust my mic a little bit. He's able to stun his enemies with his 2, or if you don't, you could just use no skills on the enemy hit. He's able to greatly increase the energy defense to not only himself, but your allies. He's able to lower your enemy's energy defense. He's able to give himself the strike defense up, while buffing, again, just more strike attack up to your allies with your exploding rage. You're able to stun your enemies with your shattering beam. Like, he's doing it all. He's doing every single bit. And he, like, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put Ultimate Gohan here, but I think he's just doing a better job than Ultimate Gohan. Like, if you want to argue Ultimate Gohan for Z, that's entirely fine. I'm not gonna really argue with you over it, right? But I just feel like Gohan has a better teamfight potential than Ultimate. Because of literally this, not only just to leave this to me, but also his passive. The only bad part about him is his Masenko. If they do nerf this guy, and they probably will eventually, but if they do nerf this guy, I really do hope that they just make it where this is not, like, they need to either make it where this has like an extra effect on it, or just increase the damage on it, because it's the only ability that just sucks for this guy. Every other thing that he has is being used constantly. And that is very hard for a lot of these other characters to be said, right? Next, we have Ultimate Gohan, though, in the S tier. Well, we can go ahead and put this as well. It's Hit and Gohan, right? So, Ultimate Gohan is very strong. He's very powerful. His HP being reduced after his nerf, though, is definitely very noticeable. While he does have like a lot of escape options with not only his 2, not only his power unleashed, his damage that he does with his super attack was also reduced a decent amount too, to the fact that, or to the point where, like, is not able to kill enemies as easy as it was before. But like, he's still broken. Like, he still needs a nerf, I would say. Like, every single one of these characters needs nerfs. Ultimate Gohan, Kid Gohan, Hit, like all of them do, right? But he has a lot of status effects. Genuinely, I think the thing that holds me back from saying that Ultimate Gohan is better than Kid Gohan, though, is also just the fact that this guy doesn't really have any buffs at all. He is constantly lowering the enemy's physical and energy defense down with his passive. He's able to move these characters and stun them, and able to make it where they have to run away and have the flea applied to them. But like, yeah, I think I would still take Kid Gohan instead, just because of the buff that you're able to get. Hit is a character who is annoying. I hate playing him. I hate playing against him. He is a little rat, but he's really fucking good. His dimensional infiltration is so nice for just being able to backdoor. It's nice for being able to get out of situations. It's nice for just hiding every single second of your life with just a skill 3. Like, you are able to stay invisible once this is maxed out. You're able to stay invisible permanently, and until you get that to maxed out, your death blow is able to lower the there was something that you're like, yeah, this is what it is. If this is activated during stealth or while in a bush, the effect of stealth or the bush will remain. So you're not only able to just like be a little rat with your death blow, but like, oh, that's just all it is, right? Like, he's just a big rat with being able to just do constant stuns to the team, constant debuffs in terms of like movement speed, and then even like what is it called, your vision just being lowered with his super attack as well. It's very annoying to play with, and you can pick off a lot of characters with not only the super attack, but you're able to help out your team with these fights with his super attack as well. That's the reason why he is as high as he is on this list, is not only just because of his team fight potential, but also his like single, like non-team fight potential, like lane potential, I would say. Oh yeah, I forgot one character here too. It's just 17. 17, I feel like, has gotten a big buff, not only because of his passive being able to block a lot of these characters from being able to transform, so you're able to pressure and make it, oh no, that's a rush attack. That it stops characters from transforming, and when there are characters like Super Vegito, when there are characters like Broly, when there are characters like Kale, you literally just shut down Kale for free with your 17 rush attacks. But when a lot of these characters are all transforming characters, you're able to stop these characters from holding on to their transformations for as long as possible, or even just able to shut them down and make it where they just cannot transform in the middle of team fights anymore and get that heal, right? So because of that, 17 has gotten not only a really big buff from that, but the android barrier lasting a longer time than how it was before makes it where this character is a lot even more busted. The passive being buffed as well to just be able to get it, what was it, like 15% faster than how it was, because I think it was like up to 30% faster, and now it's 45%. So that being able to have it when your skills are on cooldown, so you're able to have the infinite energy reactor, you're able to get the extra effects that these abilities are giving to you. And his super attack too, not only just giving yourself and your allies the extra HP, but also doing some damage and having it where you are applying no healing. Like, it is he is such a nice character to play as in these. He's probably one of the most fun technicals in the game, I would say. Like, he is one of the most fun. And again, because we're inside of like not only just a team fight meta, but a meta where offense is king, being able to protect your allies and make sure that they don't die so they can stay alive in a lot of these situations. Like, he can look so good because of that. He has a little something for everything, right? His skill 1 is giving you the, what is it? Enemies hit by the attack have their defense and movement speed buffs converted into debuffs. The effect diminishes over time. But on top of that, you also deal like more damage when the enemy has more debuffs applied. Your skill 2, when it has the infinite energy reactor, will give the stagger effect. His skill 3 will have it where you get movement speed with your third ability. So a lot of times you can just spam this and not only have 2 shields on, but also have the movement speed to get out of those situations. Like, he is so good. I love playing as 17 a lot. Next we have A tier, and again, just another decent character with Boo. He It's pretty nice. I think the main issue with this guy is, well, I don't even like there's no issue about him. It's just that his skill 3 sucks. That's about it. This also is not, this literally has not been in the game since like season 1 or something. It's so fucking stupid. But his Strangle Gun, applying the attack down, movement speed down, and also causes their hitboxes to expand is really nice. And because you're able to just spam this 3 times on an enemy, you can make them just like explode. His Healing Ray, man, if you do not target Boo, he's one of those characters you literally have to change your entire playstyle around him and target this guy. Because if not, he is just constantly providing that heal, and it is so fucking stupid. His Candy Ray, though, it's not very good until late game, but after late game, when you have that healing field and turning people into candy, it is so nice. It honestly, like, Boo isn't even bad. Like, it's like, I'm putting him in A tier, and again, this is like the average tier. And these characters are like the ones that are like a cut above the rest. Like, I would honestly want nothing to change except for skill 3 on Boo, and like all of these other characters just get nerfed instead, you know. Like, I think when we're talking about technical characters who need to be nerfed, if anyone even brings up Boo at all, I will find you. he's perfectly good. Just leave him alone. Like, that's honestly just it. I like playing him though. We'll just go ahead and fill out the rest of this. So let's talk about Krillin first. Let me just bring up all the other technicals too. Krillin, and then it's Frieza, and then it's Gotenks. Krillin, he's annoying, but like, that's about it. If we talk about these other technicals in the game, and I'm sorry, Master Krillin Sensei, if you're watching this, but like, the other technicals in the game just do more than him, and that really holds him back. Like, he's these other characters don't have anything that will be very finicky, and it's so stupid because that's exactly what Krillin is. Like, his energy mines can be so nice, and making it where not only does it shrink your field of view, but you're also marked, and having all of these effects apply to you. But you can see it when you place the mines. And then Krillin has it where he's applying all of these debuffs, but you have to be facing Krillin. And then Krillin's scattering energy wave is really good for picking people off when they're really low, and not only that, but he's generating the smoke and all that. But he can't move during it, and when you like can have someone just go around and beat the shit out of you while you're using this. And then his destructo disc is it like does an okay amount of damage, but you need to have 3 debuffs in order for it to receive extra damage to actually be like very good. Like, it's so finicky with this guy. Like, that's the main issue about him. If he had it where the solar flare didn't need to have it where you're facing Krillin, if his skill 1 might just do like a little bit more damage, or you can't see it while it's being placed down. If your skill 3 did slightly more damage, if your super attack maybe didn't need 3 debuffs, maybe it only needed the 2, so like the shrinking field of view and the marked would also allow you to get the extra destructo disc damage, rather than only having it where your skill 2 is able to apply it. Like, I think this character would be a lot better, but it's just because you need, again, just a lot of the things to mesh well. It's almost like a dance, dude. You need every single part of it to be well for it to work, while these other technicals don't need any of that setup that is there, right? Frieza is a superstar warrior. Like, he's only good when you can superstar Zarbon, and that's about it. The Doria and the Zarbon are very good for like pushing enemies off of tower and being able to pressure that tower for a lot of that stuff. His Supernova not only is a decent amount of damage, you can use it in every single team fight because it's like a 45-second cooldown. It's applying all attack down, and his Fearsome Emperor can make it where you get out of situations very fast. It's giving you so much movement speed, but like, his minions die too fast. They can be pushed, they can be shoved, they can be fucking stuffed into a locker if you damn near want them to be. They don't really have a lot of HP on top of that, so you can just destroy them easily. especially later game. Like they just die so fast. But they can't. He's like it fucking sucks. As genuinely, he is so bad for. He is genuinely so bad for like team fights and all that, because you have to like set up and hope that no one destroys your setup. Last we have Gotenks. This guy has been nerfed into the fucking ground like 20 times, and it doesn't make any sense why. Because it used to be a character who was A tier, who was a character who I thought was perfectly fine the way that he is, and no, they just want to keep fucking destroying this Gotenks fusion into the goddamn ground, dude. His Galactic Donut fucking sucks. His Super Ghost got nerfed for no reason at all. His Hyper's Ultra Super combo also had the cooldown on it increase as well. His only good, like, really fucking good attack, his Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, can be walked out of 99% of the time unless you, like, have it maxed out. Like, it is not a good move until, like, very, very late game. When you get this, the no skills and attack zone is so annoying to deal with. And it is pretty nice. And like, when you have these other characters who are applying stuns, and then you have it where like you can get these stuns off, he can look decent, but like there's just he's so, why did they nerf him 20 times? You could not fucking, I could never explain to you why they did it, but I think this is fine. I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it like this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, what you think of my tier list. Where would you guys make some adjustments? What would your guys' tier list look like? Thank you all for watching. As per always, just remember that this is just my opinion. So if my opinion differs from yours, just remember that it's not as a personal attack onto you, and you don't need to like be mean to me in the comments. But if you made it this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really helps with the channel a lot if you subscribe. It's free, and we are so close to 3K subscribers, so I'd appreciate each and every single one of you who do. But thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great week. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Wait, hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. No! Oh my god. There we go. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!